Kazia mengine ni kwamba kongamano la eneo la kiuchumi la ziwa Victoria linafanyika katika chuo kikuu cha Alupe mjini Busia. Thima ya kongamano la mwaka huu inahusu utoshelevu wa chakula na kuboresha uhusiano wa mashirika na jamii za eneo la ziwani.
Sana hivi sasa niko katika chuo kikuu cha Alupe kaunti ya Busia, na hapa kunaandaliwa kongamano la 12 la LREB ambapo ni kaunti 14 zinahusishwa katika kongamano hili ambalo litakuwa linaanza muda wote kuanzia sasa. Hata hivyo tunatarajia kwamba magavana 14 wote watakuwa hapa na wajumbe pia tunatarajia wawe hapa, na mada kuu ya kongamano la mwaka huu ni usalama wa chakula, hasa ikizingatiwa kwamba Kenya na dunia nzima inashuhudia mabadiliko ya tabia ya nchi ambayo imepelekea chakula kuwa kidogo tu. Na kwa hivyo leo katika kongamano hili tunatarajia kwamba kuna njia ambazo zitakuwa zinaangaziwa za kuona kwamba wanaweza badilisha ama kaimarisha usalama wa chakula kote duniani, na hasa katika kaunti ambazo ziko chini ya LREB. Hata hivyo miongoni mwa masuala tofauti ambayo pia atakuwa anaangaziwa hii leo ni swala la afya, swala la kilimo, kuna swala la vijana, kuna masuala kama vile ya ubunifu. Kwa hivyo ni hayo tu ni miongoni mwa masuala ambayo atakuwa anaangaziwa kwenye kongamano hili. Na mwenyeji Daktari Paul Otoma ndiye atakayeongoza kongamano hili. Tunamtarajia wakati wote kuanzia sasa, manake bado wageni wanazidi kuingia, na punde tu atakapoingia tutakuwa tunakujuza yote vile anazidi kujiri, na tunasubiri tu kuona wageni pia vile wanazidi kuingia wakijiandikisha, na kongamano litakuwa linaanza wakati wote kuanzia sasa. Hata hivyo kuna uwezekano kwamba huenda aliyekuwa waziri mkuu Raila Odinga na hata rais wakahudhuria. Ni swala tu ambalo halijadhibitishwa, lakini tunatazamia kwamba huenda wakahudhuria, lakini endapo watafika basi tutakuwa tunakujuza yote jinsi atakavyokuwa yanazidi kujiri kutoka hapa chuo cha Alupe kaunti ya Busia. Hata hivyo kando yangu na mwenzangu ambaye ana gold, Kenya's gold. Labda wa Kenya watarajia nini kwa hili leo?
Thank you so much, Callistas. Kenya's Gold is very much present on the ground, and we will be doing a special live edition tomorrow. You know, right here at Kenya's Gold, we're very keen when it comes to all matters food security and climate change, and that's why we are here. So please do look forward to a very exciting, insightful live broadcast tomorrow right here in Busia County. However, today we are very excited because it is the day one of the 12th annual Lake Region Economic Bloc Summit happening right here in Alupe University. We are expecting quite a number of dignitaries from 14 governors of the counties within the Lake Region Economic Bloc, and we are also expecting delegates and different members of the community who will be participating in the conversation of food security in the wake of climate change. And to kickstart this conversation that we do want to have here, we do have with us John Oscar Juma, who is the County Secretary of Busia County. Thank you so much for being here and making time for us. Now, we just want to know why it's very important for this summit, the 12th one, being hosted right here in Busia County. Why is it very important for it to be here?
Thank you very much. The pleasure is all mine. Thank you for hosting me. Ladies and gentlemen, karibu hapa ni Alupe University, the only university we have in this great county of Busia. And today we are privileged to be hosting the 12th summit for the LREB, the Lake Region Economic Bloc. And we are doing this on behalf of the 14 counties that are members of this bloc. As Busia, we are excited to have had the opportunity to host this summit because it gives us the opportunity to showcase the potential of this great county. Now, our governor, His Excellency, Dr. Paul Otoma, has a manifesto. And the first pillar within that manifesto is to do with agriculture. We have a program we call World-Based Economic Revitalization Program, and that becomes very important because today's theme for this summit is food security in line with the challenges around climate change. So we are very excited to showcase the potential Busia has in agriculture, the potential Busia has in value addition, because at the same time in this great county, we are privileged to be putting up the KIPES, the County Aggregation and Industrial Park, as well as an EPZ. And for us to be able to make that KIPE and the EPZ operational, we need agriculture. So we are hoping that at the end of this summit, we will have partners with us, joining us to improve value addition in agriculture, trade, and industry.
Right.
So we are very happy.
Great. So just before I release you so that we can get into the hall, maybe you can talk to us about how you're making sure the community at large is involved in this summit. We're not just having the delegates and having big conversation. Tunasahau wale ambao wako kwa community yetu. Pengine utuongeleshe kuhusu hiyo.
Community ni watu wetu. Katika hii LDREB 14 counties, we have about 14 million people. And we are doing this summit not for us, not for the governors, not for the guests we have called, but for our people in this great region. So we have involved them. Ukiona kule mbele yetu kuna mahema, tutawaruhusu waje pale waweze kuweka bidhaa zao, wale SMS na watu wadogo wadogo, kando na kuwa na wale ambao wameweza kulipia kwa hizi booths zingine. Na kando na hiyo tumewaalika wote watakuja kwa wingi, hili hema litafura furifuri, kwa hivyo tunawahusisha wananchi wetu vilivyo.
Thank you so very much, Oscar Juma, who is the County Secretary of Busia County. Asante sana. I'll move next to the CEO of Lake Region Economic Bloc, Mr. Victor. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
How are you feeling? The day is finally here.
All at once, it's great. I mean, the setup looks just amazing. And I think what awaits us ahead here is great. It's going to be a wonderful 3 working days of the Lake Region Economic Summit, which usually takes place after every 6 months. It got delayed for reasons beyond our control, but I'm happy that in its delay, it is going to come out one of the best.
Right. Talk to us about what your expectations are from the 12th Annual Lake Region Economic Bloc Summit.
If you look at the theme, it speaks for itself. What we call food security in the wake of climate change. And the reason we've chosen Busia is because, one, it is a very rich county in terms of agriculture. What we need to do is to speak to this theme while looking at the entire block, because the block is different. Some parts are dry, but majority of our block are food producing counties. As you are aware that it is the largest block in the country, with a population of about 14 to 15 million. And when you look at the block, the truth of the matter is that it is where you have sugar. I doubt there's anybody in this country who does not take tea. Majority take tea with sugar. And therefore you can as well ask yourself, where does tea come from? From this block. Sugar comes from this block. Milk, apart from Central Province, milk comes from this block. Bomet is the highest producer of milk. So we are saying that we have huge potential in the block. We can actually not just feed the Republic of Kenya, but we can actually feed the entire East African region, depending on how we address the theme that has brought us here, that we are able to mitigate against the climate change that is ravaging the entire region. When you talk about fish and water and the lake, this is the block that sits on the lake that is the largest lake in Africa. And well utilized, with that lake is enough to make us feed the entire block and the entire region. In terms of activities within the lake, we can enhance the lake to be a tool to galvanize the entire region in terms of water transport. And transport is not just human transport, but transport in terms of oil movement of goods within the 3 countries. So really, we have the potential, and if well addressed in this summit that we have hosted, here in Busia, we will come out here with fundamental outcomes going forward.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Victor Nyagaya, who is the CEO of ALREB, for speaking to us, and we're most definitely looking forward to a fantastic 3 days of the summit.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And finally, here speaking to us this morning is the Deputy Governor of Busia County, Honorable Arthur Odera. Thank you so much for making time to be with us and also inviting us to be here. We're very excited. Now, the world is learning that this is the 12th annual summit of the ALREB, and they're wondering over the previous edition, the 11 ones that have been there before, what are some of the milestones that you have been able to achieve over the previous years?
Clearly, as it will be appreciated, ALREB is relatively new. It is a coming together of 14 different, diverse and strong counties across the western region. And we are brought together by diversity of economy, but also similar opportunities, which we believe that by coming together and working together, we can harvest those opportunities for our people. It started very small in terms of attendance, in terms of interest, in terms of commitment, and it has grown by leaps and bounds since. One of the greatest achievements that ALREB has come up with is a multi-sectoral team that works on the different economies of the region. There's a team focusing on the blue economy that exists with the lake and all the waters flowing into it. There is a team that was focusing on sugar. And as you know, it has led to a new Sugar Act that has since become law. There was a long series of discussions that went on around the sugar economy, and now with the new Sugar Act, the greatest benefit that will come out of it is that farmers will benefit the most, rather than middlemen, rather than just the millers, but it gives back benefit to the farmers. Now, this is a huge economy in this area. The blue economy is not just about fish, it's about a lot else. It's about being able to harvest the water. We can harvest energy from the blue economy. And that lake also links us to neighbors, Uganda, Tanzania, and so on. Now you know that there's a steamer that delivers oil or fuel to Entebbe from Kisumu. It could deliver to Mwanza, it could deliver to many other places, makes transport easier and faster and more efficient. Now, given that opportunity, that alone should teach us that there's a lot of opportunities here to benefit our people by making our economies more efficient and making them more geared towards benefiting the actual people on the ground.
Good. Yeah. Now, as much as we're here to talk about climate change and food security, we also have great stories of climate resilience that are coming out of this block. Maybe just very quickly, you can touch on us. What are some of these stories of resilience that are coming out of this country?
If you walked around this county, you will gather a lot of stories at individual level and a lot of anecdotes that tell you how people are building resilience, how they are learning and growing and adapting despite climate change. But there are also more, more macro issues. For example, if you take the example of how we have adopted in our crop production, we have now worked with CALRO, our agriculture arm, to make sure that we have drought resistance seeds. We are propagating seeds and giving them to our farmers so that with the changes in climate and the uncertainties that are created by climate change, our farmers can still get produce. Towards the lake, we have enabled fisher people to be able to store their fish and sell it at their own time. Number 3, we are now doing a lot of fish cage farming, which is producing a lot of fish. It's making it less certain. As you know, of course, our share of the lake is very small compared to Uganda and Tanzania. Therefore, we have to be smart about it. Right. We have to adapt. We know that we are producing a lot of fish. We know that our brand is a lot around fish. But other than that, there is a culture in this county. This county probably has a lot of unique things. One, water sports. in Budalangi, in Seoport, and all other places around the lake. There's massive opportunity for water sports. There's a massive opportunity for investment around the lakeside. Then if you go towards the north, Kakapel, where you have been, you will find the most unique, the most rare cultural site, which is rock art. Rock art cannot be found anywhere else. In fact, there are countries that have adapted to protect the rock art by shielding it away from touch and feel to just seeing. And I think for us as a county, we need to protect that and market it in such a way that people can come and come again to see the rock art. Our road infrastructure is getting better and better. And as you see, we have a link. If you come to Kisumu, Elreb, you come to the lake, Elreb, then you come to Kakapel, Elreb, then you go to Mount Elgon, to the game park in Mount Elgon, all Elreb. You can do a whole circuit that is Elreb. And I think that also emphasizes the opportunities we have as a county, as a region, to build this block and make it a hub for development and strategy.
Right. Thank you so much. And as Kenya's Gold, we'll purpose to visit the different areas so that we can see the stories of resilience coming from this block. Thank you so very much, Honorable Arthur, for speaking to us. There you've had it this morning. We have listened to the words of Oscar Juma, who is the County Secretary of Busia County. We've also spoken to Mr. Victor Nyagaya, who is the CEO of the Lake Region Economic Bloc. And finally, the Deputy Governor of Busia County, Honorable Arthur Odera, and we're expecting more dignitaries to come through for the summit. And of course, Kenya's Gold is here. And like I told you at the beginning, please do look forward to a very exciting live broadcast tomorrow. We will be interchanging with my partner, Emmanuel Terrer, who will be back in studio. So please look forward to that and more. And let us keep having conversation on climate change in food security as well. Now back to you, Mwana Hamisi, in studio.
Asante sana mwanahabari wetu huyo Ngina akiwa huko